Here's the next project. This is a Motorola portable from the mid to early 60s. VHF only. Series string set. And it's got an interesting problem. The sound goes away after it runs for about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And it's not an audio output problem because you can still hear the buzz. It's like a demodulator detector problem. It's also got these interesting little couplet things that are full of capacitors and resistors. They look like they unplug out of those. I know there's one in the vertical circuit. I was looking at the schematic. What is this horizontal output tube? 27 GB5. Let's see, horizontal output. $27 GB5. It's got a 15 CW5 for both the vertical output and the audio output. It's interesting because it's kind of built like a Zenith. And then it's got these couplet things, and I hope one of those is not the problem. First thing I'm going to do is try subbing the audio detector tube. Has a real good picture even though the CRT test's really weak. It's really bright. So it seems like the audio works for just a second. And then just fades away. If we can hear it here, might hear another. Turning the boy, this thing is slow. It had a picture last time I played with it about a week ago. Jeez, does this really take this? So I lifted the plate cap off the horizontal output tube and stuck it back on with the powered up, and the picture came up. I don't know what that's all about, but the sound is completely I'm going to try the detector tube is a 6DT6. Now I think all of this dotted line stuff are those couplets. So I'm going to try and change this 6DT6 before I turn any of these alignment cans. It's real tempting to just go and start turning this stuff. But I'm going to try this 6DT6 if I have one. I replaced the audio detector. My experience is these little signal tubes don't really go bad. I've never really experienced them going bad, so this is kind of to be expected. So taking a look at the schematic again. Let's see, where is it? So we go first video IF, second video IF. Then the sound comes off right here, basically off the back of the video output. And it comes up here. Oh, there's a sound IF. Oh, that could be at 9A8. I doubt I have one of those. 9A8. Huh. Let me check and see. Okay, changing the 9A8 vertical multi-vibrator sound IF tube. This is what I get. And I love how the crappy shield pulled off with the tube. Looks like it just sits on there anyway. So this is a good problem because we usually don't have sound problems. I'm going to try twisting some things. I'm going to put the old 9A8 in it and turn a few slugs. So there's only two of them here. There's the sound IF, and then there's the sound IF, and then the this is the sound IF right here, and this is the detector coil. This is the one you usually turn if you're getting a lot of hum and buzz in the signal. Okay, this looks pretty simple. Connect to a strong TV signal. They want you to attach a voltmeter to point E, but that looks like it's inside the IF can, so that's not going to happen. Common chassis, adjust I9 for two possible voltage readings using the one that gives the largest amount of deflection. While listening to the sound, adjust A10 for undistorted sound. To disconnect antenna, produce a weak signal, and adjust A11 and 12. 11 and 12 are the IF, and 9 and 10. We don't need this. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to peak the fine-tuning up about where we want it. And let me make this clear, I don't recommend that anyone really do this. I'm just, without the proper equipment, I'm just doing it as a test, and I'm going to go back to where I was. Of course, it's these two here that are the most difficult to get to. So, let me just clarify here. This would be the detector, and this would be the IF. And you can see I have a mark, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a yellow line on my tool here so I can tell exactly what I'm doing. So let me see if I can get into this one. Set this down for a second. Yeah, it's one turn that way, no difference. It's back to where we were. Turn the other way, no difference. Go to the bottom one here.
Scan for your health and independence.
Jeep Grand Cherokee is the most awarded SUV ever. Quality and ground. There's a lot.
That is not right. For that to be that narrow of a fine line like that. So that's back to where we were.
A pop-up salon for women who are being treated for breast cancer. The women makeup, new hairstyle.
I'm going to put this back where it was, and I'm going to come over here. There's supposed to be 2 slugs in you, dude. I thought there was supposed to be 2 slugs in this guy. There's only 1 in here. What a trip. So if I
exit all the way and shut down. Headaches it's causing for drivers, too.
We've been down there. We took 710 to 105. It is pretty much wide open.
This is weird because it
Back to the studio.
All right, thank you, Stu. Another developing story.
it gives the very same, very fine
In South L.A.
narrow
Right after medics took them to the hospital. The men are going to be okay.
band of tuning.
Condition. Police are questioning one person. Guns, autism, tanning, peeping toms. The common link there are new laws regarding all of those, thanks to Governor Jerry Brown's signature. There are a lot of new laws on the books. What does that mean for you? CBS 2 Sylvia Lopez. A few, some controversial. Sylvia?
Rick, up first, peeping toms. The new law targets lurkers who repeatedly spy on unsuspecting victims in everyday places, including shopping malls, restaurants. offenders for up to a year. And now handguns. California becomes the 5th state to ban people from openly carrying them in public. It makes it a misdemeanor to carry an exposed and unloaded gun in public or in your car. Hunting and shooting events are exempt, and it does not apply to those with permits to carry a concealed weapon. Gun enthusiasts heavily opposed the measure.
Also, the volume is wide open, so this is not...
The governor gives a thumbs up to Bill 11.
So turning on the detector, we have two peaks. We have the top one, and then if I go down...
Exclusively for ink customers. Custom categorize your expenses anywhere. Save time and get back to what you love. The latest innovation only for ink customers. Learn more at chase.com/ink.
This one's better, but then we get all the buzzing.
Something's getting Medicare members up, getting them moving, and helping them save money on their prescriptions. Introducing the Aetna CVS Pharmacy Prescription Drug Plan. A new plan option that may help you pay less for Medicare prescription drugs. With a low $26 monthly plan premium. Prefer generic prescription drugs for just $3 plus additional brand-name prescription drugs. And you'll find a local CVS pharmacy right in your neighborhood. With caring pharmacists ready to help. Not a member? You can get information about the Aetna CVS Pharmacy Prescription Drug Plan by phone or online. So learn more at cvs.com/Aetna or call 1-888-621-4949. And ask about Aetna's Medicare prescription drug plans when you do. And start saving. Call today.
Body and soul.
The first time I met Tone was... Can I call him Tone? Thanks. First time I met Tone, should you ask him first, really? Before you start, okay. First time I met Tone, I would say was...
That...
And my boyfriend, to see him at pool. And we went both nights.
That's still too narrow.
Amy Winehouse talking about Tony Bennett and Tony Siena. She called you Tone, apart from anything else. Typically cheeky, yeah. I mean, she was an extraordinary character, Amy Winehouse. And, you know, I interviewed her father.
So taking a look at this, this is the one that's so narrow, one of these two cores. And this over here is the detector, which has the two peaks that's on the other side of the yoke. And I guess it's possible that this .001 went bad, which is hard to believe. That should probably be a disc cap, or maybe one of these resistors, or maybe this 470 picofarad or this 560 is way out. But more than likely, I have a feeling that one of these has gone bad. And all this stuff is all in the IF can. I guess there is a tap on the bottom to hook the voltmeter to align it on pin 2. There's a .01 in here. The value of these is kind of unknown. There's a guy that goes by the name Retro Chad who works on a lot of vintage radios and TVs, and he's run into problems with radios where he changes these, and he has certain values that he uses kind of based on the frequency of the IF. So I'm questioning whether this set is really worth going any further on. It's just a kind of a cheesy black and white, and it does have a high voltage problem where you have to disconnect the tube, the plate cap off the horizontal output tube, and reconnect it with the set on to get the high voltage to come up. I don't know what that's about, but I guess I could check this .01 and just ohm out these resistors and take a look at this and make sure it mechanically looks okay. But all of these components that are inside these cans, yeah, that's a lot of work, and the set might not be worth the time. So I took a look up in the bottom and I checked all the DC voltages, and they were right on, and I checked all the resistor values, and I checked all of the relevant caps and tried jumping them with new caps, and it didn't make any difference. So I'm going to hook the B&K 415 up to it and just sweep the IF just for the fun of it, just to blow some time. I'm not going to go through in this video the hookup. I'm just going to hook it up and show you what the results are. There are a couple Meltomatic capacitors in there. That one looks pretty sweaty. I have not done any recapping to this at all. That looks like it's been replaced. It's got a thing on a date on it. Let's sweep this and see what it looks like. I don't see how one of these capacitors could cause this audio problem. There are no capacitors of these paper Mylar type in the circuit, and since we have such a good picture, I don't see how it could be the video IF part of it either, but I'd still like to sweep it just to see what it looks like. Well, this is looks hideous. These are the markers I have turned on right now. This is the sound, and this is basically where the sound should be, and it's flat. And then this and this over here should be where the hump is. So that should be at the peak of the this and that should be at the peaks of the bump. And what really makes me think it's an IF problem now is how incredibly loud it goes with the sweep generator on it. So I'm thinking, and also I was playing with this modulated markers. You can hear how loud that is. So I'm thinking it's a IF alignment problem now, or something in the IF. The bandwidth is just so narrow that it can't pass the sound. I mean, if this is the sound bump, it should be cleared down between these two. Oh, also the high voltage took a dump while I was working on it. When you hook the high voltage up now, the thing starts to red plate and drops the voltage way down. So I think maybe this is just going to go in the garage.
Has declared President Obama's hometown of Chicago is the most mustache
So it fixed
city
itself.
in America. Good news for the president?
After doing the sweep test, it just kind of started working. It's still not right.
Memorial Award. That would be Herman King.
I can't
who will be our guest on Thursday.
peek it up where I want it, but
we are sure
I like to peek the.
will also be out front. Sorry, we just couldn't.
I like to peek these up on edge. And there's also.
Baby Lisa's been missing for almost a
I give
week
up on
after
this
multiple
thing.
searches.